maybe we get past 100 before Christmas, but who knows? We're consolidating by the looks right now. Early signs on chain that, so you measure this with the profit that's being sold into the market by investors. It's a signal called SOPR. That's starting to peak. When that peaks, usually that means profit taking is happening, and we usually get consolidation. So like profit taking happening is early signs that might be happening right now. So, time frame I'm talking about is over the next 6 weeks to next couple of months. If that starts to consolidate whilst, the risk, our risk signal is saying it's not going to come down too much, then it's a great time to sort of accumulate more under the 100,000 resistance. But yeah, the cycle is far from overheated.
Bitcoin's price may be relatively quiet right now, but this calm period could be the calm before the storm, according to Willy Woo, a seasoned on-chain crypto analyst. After a period of strong growth, the market seems to be entering a quieter phase, with some investors taking profits, which naturally cools things down. While it might seem like a slowdown, this could actually be a prime opportunity for investors. Bitcoin is still below key psychological levels, like $100,000, and once that barrier is breached, things could heat up quickly. Some believe it might happen before the year ends, but even if not, Willy Woo sees the market as solid. Stick around for more insights from Willy Woo on Bitcoin's future.
Hi guys, hope to see you guys at Dubai Token 2049. We have exclusive 10% off the limited super early bird tickets. Click the link below. This pass will grant you access to speaking sessions, networking app, exhibition hall, daily networking drinks, and also included breakfast, lunch, and coffee breaks, all included the package. I'd love to see everyone there. Peace out.
7 years ago, almost getting on to almost the month, someone told me about Bitcoin, and I was looking at it through a technologist's lens, and I thought of it having a 12-year roadmap, having seen things like MP3 files being, pirated on the internet, to, the invention of the iPod, and then having digital music everywhere. Took about 12 years. And I thought of Bitcoin at that time in like 2013 as, very similar to pirated MP3s, very rough around the edges. You'd do a lot of work, had a lot of promise. And I figured, well, if this does do the digital gold that it's trying to be, I'll give it 12 years. So that's the 2025, right? At end of 2025. So while maybe it could flip gold by then, if that's the case. And back then I worked out it was roughly $500,000 Bitcoin. And that was the only reason I bought it. I just didn't buy much. I think I said, I'll just buy one coin. I think it was like $500 or whatever it was at the time. And I'll just get on with my life. Because I didn't want to be pissed off if it hit that and I saw it and it didn't happen. At least I have a $500,000 constellation price. So that was the start of it. And then later on, probably 2 to 3 years later, I'm starting to really get interested in Bitcoin. And you start to look at the data and say, wow, this thing is tracking. And if it succeeds, like if it flips gold, it's also flipping the US dollar. That means it's a global reserve asset. It could re-architect money. All these things fall out just from the number, go up, right, to that size. And then you can go back, all these things will have to happen. And it started to theoretically look real. Even 2015 to 2017, the numbers were so solid that back then it was doubling its adoption every 12 months. And you go, man, we're going to get to 1 billion people somewhere around the 2025. And so it just seemed outlandish. And so, yes, the numbers said this was possible. And the numbers said this is the best bet on the planet. If I said to you, you're allowed to put this dollar bet down, And if you win, I'll give you $100 or $1,000 back, or $10,000 back. And if you lose your $1. And the chances of you winning is more than 50-50. It's probably, by 2017, I would have put it at maybe at 80-20, 90-10. So it's like the best bet on the planet, and even today, we've still got at least a 10x, 20x to go. And the chances of it winning are, I think well north of 90%. So it's just a ridiculous investment proposition. And I agree, it's just really quite different to see it all happening. To see these guys like Larry Fink talk about Bitcoin as the future. I came back from Switzerland just last month, and I posted, the chief investment officer of a boutique private bank. I go there every year because we're partnered with this bank, and last year it was, we think Bitcoin is a really great investment, and here are the reasons why. 1 year later, the chief investment officer of this bank says, we think it's got the right properties right now to be the next global reserve currency. You can see things flipping over, and my private banker there said, I don't believe in Bitcoin. That was last year. And he was like, I don't believe in Bitcoin. I just don't get it. And then 1 year later, he said, oh, I'm really bullish on it, because he saw BlackRock was behind it. He says, I know, I've been in wealth management for decades, his entire life. And he said, I know exactly how this works. Like, this is now going to be offered to the high net worth. It's going to be off to the wealth management circles. And then it's going to be continually marketed. And there's no stopping it, right? The marketing machine's going to drive this. And so he said, oh, yeah, he's now bullish. And that was a very quick flip from, watching that for years to saying, I don't get this stuff, to seeing a marketing engine for TradFi push it into wealth management. He's seen that through decades and going, now Bitcoin's on the offering. And to put that in perspective, it's I think Bitcoin's trying to get past 2 trillion, and there's about 900 trillion of total global wealth. So little of it's been allocated, and it's so small that any bit of wealth that comes in, you get a 2x, because you put 1 trillion in, suddenly Bitcoin sort of asymmetrically grows to another 2 million from the 1 trillion you put in. So put 1 trillion in, it's 2, it goes to 4. And so it's going to grow quick.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has reaffirmed his support for Bitcoin and digital assets as Russia moves closer to widespread cryptocurrency adoption. Russian citizens hold nearly $7 billion on crypto exchanges, and a recent study revealed that around 10% of the population owns digital currencies. Another survey found that 20% of Russians have engaged with cryptocurrencies at some point. Despite the challenges Russia faces with crypto adoption, these figures demonstrate Bitcoin's rapid growth. Now, let's hear more from Willy Woo.
Here's the thing that I've been thinking about recently is if you look at money over a broad time span, not like, the next 4 years of liquidity, not the last 100 years, but I'm talking like the last 1,000 to 10,000 years of money. Really, we've been following multiple empires rising and falling. We had the current American empire, we've got the British, we've got the Netherlands, Portuguese, French. There's a number of empires that have all rotated being the global reserve currency, but that's not it. That wasn't the money. Like, they were all traded back for gold or silver. And so really we've had thousands, up to 6,000 years of gold and silver having this trust of the world, of having some value, and then we based a currency over it. And then if you look at what with the US dollar since 1971, it's really just a liquidity crisis that happened, that there wasn't enough gold. They confiscated gold and shortly after Bretton Woods, centralized the gold standard onto the US dollar, and then all the gold you can get it, you can claim it from sitting in Fort Knox. And then somewhere along the way, they cut that convertibility because there wasn't enough gold. We can only guess that because there was never an audit on all the world's gold backing all the world's money. So it's never audited, which is outlandish, but there's a liquidity crisis. So what do? You snip it and you turn it into fiat. There's no gold convertibility. And then now people think this is money, it's fiat. No, it's not. It's always tying over liquidity crisis, like Germany did in after World War I. They had a liquidity crisis and they went to fiat. They couldn't be on the gold standard and they hyperinflated. And I think you go back in history, it's always, if you go to fiat, you're screwed, you blow up. And the whole world's on fiat. That's kind of a first, right? Like usually like one sort of empire, one kingdom goes into fiat, blows up, and everyone's on some sort of commodity standard and they're good. But we're all on fiat, so that's probably why it's lasted so long. But can we go back to a gold standard? We can't, because gold's no longer going to be scarce in the future. Even if you draw the gold supply since the industrial age and then comparing it to agrarian age, it's our world on data. You can get that chart. It's on exponential climb, right? And now we've got rockets that are being caught out of the sky that are double the power of the moon rocket, right? And so that thing there is going to get stuff into orbit for let's hope $10 per kilogram, where it used to be $10,000 per kilogram. And the threshold to get mining the trillions of dollars of quadrillions of dollars of gold out in out in the solar system is $100. If you can get the cost to orbit below $100, you unlock all the resources in the solar system. It might take a bit of time to get the technology to do that, but if we're looking at this 10,000-year view of money, that's just a blink of the eye. We can't go back to a gold standard. You can't secure something around scarcity using scarce atoms, because there's a lot of atoms in the universe and all you need is better technology. The only way that we can have non-fiat money, which we know will disappear, always does. The only way that we can have non-fiat money is to use a new, you might call it a gold standard, but a new secure consensus that prevents someone inflating the supply. And the only way that you can do this into a technological age that goes exponential is to use energy. There's a funny thing about energy is no matter how high your technology is, well, the technology uses the energy to create stuff, goods and services, rocket ships, nice buildings, heating, food. So you're always needing more and more energy that grows with your technology. So if you can make the energy the thing that's scarce, then that's how you create a scarcity, and that's we've created that with Bitcoin. It's as an energy secured like digital scarcity, and that will not break with an exponential 10,000 years in the future. So that's how I look at Bitcoin, right? I think that's how we should look at it.
For thousands of years, gold and silver served as the foundation of economies, valued for their scarcity. However, as technology advanced, gold-backed systems like the US dollar crumbled under the weight of limited supply and growing financial demand. Today, fiat money is the dominant force, but history has shown it can fail during times of crisis. Willy Woo argues that returning to gold isn't a viable solution, as modern technology, such as space mining, could make it abundant. This is where Bitcoin stands apart. Unlike gold or fiat, Bitcoin is secured by energy, a resource that remains crucial no matter how advanced technology becomes. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.